What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to my weekly watch list video. In this one, we are going to change things up a little bit and I'm going to share with you one of the trades that I made last week. I'm going to talk about why I got into it and what I am thinking. Then we're going to dive into the market conditions and we're going to finish off by talking about some of the trades that I'm considering for next week. So without any further ado, here we go. Okay, so first of all, the trade that I made last week was into a stock called Udemy, ticker symbol UDMY. I bought this stock because it is bouncing off of support that has acted as a strong level of support 4 times now, basically over the last year. You can see the stock continuously bounces off this area between $9.50 and $10. It has bounced off 3 times recently, and just in the last week here, it has bounced off of it again. It does have a good risk to return ratio. I have about a $2 downside and a $4 upside on this trade. If you want to see the full breakdown of this trade, you can check out my Discord chat with the link down below. But without any further ado, we're just going to have to see and wait how this plays out over the next few weeks. So keep this in the back of your mind, but let's jump into the S&P 500 and the market conditions. First of all, the S&P 500, very, very interesting. We've basically traded sideways for the last 2 weeks here, and then on Friday we had a massive green day on some positive economic news. The Dow Jones Industrial, very, very similar, pretty much sideways for 2 weeks. Massive green day on Friday, very, very nice to see. The NASDAQ, sort of a similar picture here. The NASDAQ is definitely down a lot more than the Dow Jones and the S&P 500, but a little bit of sideways trading and then a big day on Friday. Very nice to see. Unfortunately, Bitcoin did not have such luck. It has been basically trading sideways for a relatively long time now, basically 2 months here since the FTX bankruptcy basically happened. And we also have what looks like lower volume, at least over the last 2 to 3 weeks compared to where we are at just a few months ago. So those are the things that I am noticing with Bitcoin. When it comes to the earnings this week, we don't have a ton of companies reporting earnings, but we do have a couple of interesting companies. The first one here that I want to point out is TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Super, super important company. We also have a couple of big banks reporting. We have Citi, we have Wells Fargo, we have BlackRock, we have BNY Mellon, we have First Republic Bank, and then we have the airline Delta and one other company. Nope, that was it. We also have JP Morgan Chase and Bank of America. So huge bank day on Friday of next week. That one is going to be very interesting. We also have a couple of big economic events coming out this week. First one here is the inflation number that is coming out on January 12th. So that is this week coming up. It's going to be a big, big number because the US is meeting, or the Federal Reserve is meeting on the last day of January and February 1st to decide on the next rate change. Probably going to be a 50% increase or a 50 basis point increase, possibly a 0.25% increase in the federal funds rate. It's going to be really interesting to see which one they choose, but this number is going to have a major impact on that decision. Next up, we have the Ukraine and Russia war that continues to wage on. Things are not looking very good there. We also have China starting to open back up, so that does present us an opportunity, in my opinion. I'm going to share with you my thoughts on that. We also have gold prices moving higher on fears of a recession. People are really, really worried that these increasing rates are going to put the U.S. economy into a recession. People are going to panic, and in those scenarios, gold tends to do well. So I do think people are starting to buy up gold in anticipation of a recession. That is something we can use to our advantage as traders, so we're going to talk about that. I've also pulled some data here. It looks like home prices in Canada and the US have declined between 10 and 12% on average. I do think that gets worse if the interest rates continue to rise. Now, when it comes to a couple of companies I am watching here, first one is Nutrien. Nutrien is one of the largest fertilizer providers and companies in the world. They're super, super important. And as this war rages on with Ukraine, I think fertilizer is going to become more and more important. I also think it's going to become more and more important because of global warming. The company's currently paying a 2.5% dividend. It's a fairly healthy company, fairly steady, and I'm interested in following it right now because we have a key level of support here at $95 where we've bounced off it 3 times. We have a descending, basically resistance level right here, and I am looking for a breakdown of support right here in the event that fertilizer prices fall, or a breakout of this resistance level in the event that fertilizer prices increase. If you compare the chart between this stock and fertilizer prices, you will see that they are fairly correlated. So it is something that you want to keep in mind when you are trading Nutrien, but it is something I'm super interested in this week. Like I said before, Alibaba, this is a stock that was trading at $319. It fell to $58, and we have finally broken out of that trend. We're at $107 right now. We're making some good headway. I've got a position in Alibaba right now, and I'm considering adding to it because I do think this stock is going to move higher, especially as China reopens. After that, this is a company that I've talked about several times on my channel. If you want to learn more about them, I have lots of videos, but it's Drone Delivery Canada, and I just find this chart super interesting. We basically fell off a cliff here all the way down to 21 cents before rallying by basically almost like well over 50% from 21 cents all the way up to 37.5 cents right now on some good volume, some strong momentum, very, very strong green candles here. And it feels like somebody knows something that the other people don't know, because not a lot of news has come out. Not a lot of videos have come out a lot about this company. I haven't seen any major press releases that would lead to this kind of price action. And so it feels like somebody is scooping up some shares pretty cheap. So that's interesting to see here. Gold prices, I talked about this before. This is the price chart for gold over the last, I believe it is 30 days here. The chart went from 1770 all the way up to 1860, 1870, and it's moving higher. We do have a little bit of resistance around 2000, but if gold can move from this level up to 2000, I do think there's a couple of companies that are going to do very well, but I just don't have the expertise in the industry to really be able to differentiate them to the point that I would feel comfortable with. And so I am considering buying a gold miner ETF. This is an ETF that will give you exposure to a variety of different gold mining companies, which obviously have direct exposure to gold, but usually do a multiple better or worse than the actual price of gold. So I do like this one. It also gives you a little bit of diversity, and if something just drastic happens, you should be okay in the ETF. Now, that is it for this video. If you're interested in learning more about the stock market, definitely consider checking out my stock market course on Skillshare. It's completely free. It's 10 hours long, so you can do the entire thing in a weekend. There's over 14,000 students that have taken the course, over 400 reviews, and 2 million minutes of watch time has been spent by people just like yourself watching the course. So I promise you it'll be the best place and the best value that you can find online, because it's completely free. It's hosted on Skillshare, and the link is in the description to this video down below. So please consider checking that out. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. And if you're also interested in seeing my Discord chat where I post my trades and analysis, you can find that down below as well. Talk to you guys soon, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck trading, good luck investing. See you later.